So today's topic for this Lunch and Learn is Morris Habitat for Humanity's Home Repair and Aging in Place programs, presented to you by Mark Odenwelder and Richard Cooke. We welcome you, and please take a moment to introduce yourselves.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mark Odenwelder. I'm the Vice President of Home Repair and Community Revitalization Programs at Morris Habitat for Humanity. I'm joined by Rich Cooke.
Hi, I'm Rich. I'm the Aging in Place Program Manager.
So we'd like to share with you a little bit about our Aging in Place and home repair programs. While we're known as Morris Habitat for Humanity, because we are located in Morris County, we actually provide home repair and aging in place services in Morris, Middlesex, Somerset, and Union County. I know that Family Partners serves Sussex County as well. We don't cover Sussex County, but there is a Habitat affiliate in Sussex County. So, occasionally we get calls from Sussex and we'll refer people to Sussex County. Just to be clear about that. So the need in Morris County for aging in place and home repair services is significant. In general, the type of people that we serve are for homeowners who would make on average $78,250 or less for a two-person family. People who are on, a fixed or a moderate income. As your family grows, that average goes up. We work with people who make, for example, a four-person family roughly around $100,000 on average. Those are people who qualify for our services. Specifically, we work with people who are often retired or aging homeowners on fixed incomes, disabled homeowners who are often housebound, typically people who have little to no access to funds for repairs, especially for high-cost materials and contractors. And very often, people are living in the aging housing stock in Morris County. One thing that's quite common with our people that we serve is that they've been successful at paying off the mortgage of their home, but by that point, it's very difficult to continue to maintain the home. Maybe you're not receiving the same salary that you've been receiving over time, and even though you paid off your home, something comes up like a roof, or you suddenly need a ramp to be able to get it in and out of your home. These things are high cost, and you need some assistance in getting that support. And so Morris Habitat exists for that sort of repair or an adaptation. Rich, before we get into the process, would you like to talk a little bit about what are some of the types of repairs that people will call about?
Sure. We do for aging in place specifically, but it goes beyond aging in place. Do anything from changing light bulbs that a senior can't reach safely from the floor, keep them off a ladder, installing grab bars. As Mark mentioned, we replace roofs. We do temporary wheelchair ramps, which are modular, so we can put them in relatively quickly and then remove them if they're no longer needed. We help with code violations. We often get calls from town code enforcement officers who have a senior whose home is in violation of zoning code or other codes. They really don't want to find this senior, but they have to do their job. So we try to clean up the mess or whatever the situation is. And I'm about to do widen the bathroom doorway and put in a air quotes barn door for a gentleman who is partially wheelchair bound, needs a walker, and the master bathroom only has a 24-inch door, which is very difficult to navigate. And because it's a smallish room, we're going to do a barn door so we don't have to worry about the swing of the door either into the bedroom or into the bathroom. Let's give you a small sampling of some of the things we do. But pretty much we will fix anything to ensure that the home is warm, safe, and dry. You know, occasionally I get a call of someone tired of their kitchen and they want new cabinets. We will not do that. If they have damaged cabinets, we will fix them or replace them as required.
Yes, we're not here to work with people for aesthetics. Well, our guys are very talented and can make things look nice. I want people moving on to other clients who have needs for assistance, and so if things are getting too fancy, I really don't want my guys working on that. So I'll often remind Rich, hey Rich, you're making that look too fancy. Let's move on to our next client. Okay. But really, as Rich says, our mantra is that we want to keep things keep people warm, safe, and dry. And to be more specific with that too, we want to keep people's homes energy efficient. That goes along with warmth, but we want people to be able to try to keep their bills down whenever possible. And we want to keep people heating their inside and not the outside, and cooling the inside as well. So how do you go about doing this? It's really quite a simple process. You start the process by identifying your issue, and you contact Mars Habitat for Humanity. There are many ways to contact us. You can contact us by calling us. You can contact us through our website, and you'll provide your information about what requires a repair. At that point, we'll take your information. We'll get a general idea of what you're looking for. We'll ask for who is applying. We'll need to know who lives in the house. We will ask for your financial information. This is all required because we do work with grants and funding. And so if you receive that assistance from us, we do need to get all of that information to be able to work with you. And again, we need to know, the sources of all of that. If you work, if you're on a pension, etc. Separately, who you are, your age, etc. We'll come out to your home. We're going to assess the project, what you are looking for assistance with, and then we'll actually do a bit of a holistic assessment of your home. We'll see what else you need while we're there. We'll talk to you, we'll interview you, and we'll be evaluating your home. While we're there to install a grab bar and a shower, for example, we also want to make sure that there aren't tripping hazards around your home. And if we can, fix that fairly easily, we'd like to do that. If we notice something else that is problematic, we really would like to ensure that that's going to be fixed as well. So, we are really trying to take a look at the whole home, not necessarily just the repair that the people are calling in about. So once we do the visit, we develop the project cost estimate. Depending on what funding is available, and we have many funding sources, um, ranging from depending on which community you happen to live in. Some communities have specific funding. We have some funding available from HUD, from the federal government. Sometimes we have state funding available. Sometimes we have funding if you're a veteran, specific funding for that. So, these are some of the reasons why it's important to share demographic information with us, because we have different types of funding. We also do look for some sort of contribution from the homeowner, depending on your ability to contribute. If you can afford to contribute something, it helps as well, because we're trying to help as many people as we can. And we'll get into that a little bit further. So that will all go into the cost estimate and the budget that we develop. And once we do that, we agree upon what that will look like. We'll write up the project scope, and we'll agree upon that, and then we'll complete the project. In order to work with us, though, it's important to note that all homeowners are subject to the selection process. One other thing to keep in mind, we do have a number of people who call us. So we do have to prioritize often in response to the need of the person at the time that they call. If somebody's calling about heating in the middle of winter, we're going to try to respond very quickly. If somebody's calling about heating in July, we're probably not going to worry about that too much.
Mark,
At that point. Yes.
if I could interject quickly on that front.
Sure.
We often get calls in the summer from people whose central air conditioning has gone down for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
We can't help with that, but we do keep a small inventory of window air conditioners, and we can go and install 1 or 2 window air conditioners to help at least keep a couple rooms in the house, habitable, if you will. Especially people who have breathing issues, it's often important.
Thanks, Rich. Yeah, that's a really important point. We really do try to work with people, particularly as they have specific health issues, to keep work with temporary fixes as until people can get up and running. And not every solution is a permanent solution right from the start. It can be a temporary solution until we can get to a permanent solution. But we do our best to work with you along the way. Again, you have to be a qualified homeowner, and we do have to go through the process there. So, we would expect our homeowners to work with us as far as providing the information and, to be as patient as possible with us as we prioritize projects.
Yes, and one of the things we do require a fair amount of information to complete an application. It's not us to slow the process down. It's a requirement of our grantors, and we have to meet their rules, follow the rules in order to fund projects. So it's onerous, but one of my colleagues will help the homeowners get through the process.
Yeah, we'll advise you what we need. Very often we need to see, income taxes and things like that. And then, one of our colleagues will go out to help put that all together, receive the documentation, and then one of our other colleagues will be evaluating the house in the meantime. So this is a sample of one of our homes. I believe, as I recall, this home was up in Oak Ridge. This was a home that received a roof repair. We ripped off the roof and we replaced it. This took about a day's time, but from when they called to when we replaced it, it was a couple of months, from when they called to when we replaced it. When we were able to get them lined up and, set up and ready to go. So, but that was a good project. These are just some general demographics. Average family size, about 1.9 people. We work often with retirees. We've had some larger families, but we work often with some retirees. Our average age is probably about 65 years old. Our average cost of repair is roughly around $5,000. I'd say in about 3/4 of our homes, they identify a female as a primary owner. I named a number of communities within Morris County that we've served. It's not an exhaustive list at this point, really. Throughout our time here, I could probably name all 39 communities in Morris County that we've had our thumbprint on. So at this point, really, I should just list every community there.
Another thing that we expect is based on one of the core tenets of Habitat for Humanity. That's the concept of sweat equity. And as much as possible, we ask that the family participate in the project. Obviously, if we have a gentleman in a wheelchair and we're putting a roof on his house, we're not going to ask him to help with that. But at the very least, they can come out and greet our volunteers. Another project we recently did, another gentleman in a wheelchair, we did a wheelchair ramp for, and his wife was pretty much a full-time caregiver. But every morning in her garage, she would set up a folding table with a coffee bar, if you will, percolator of coffee, percolator of hot water for people who like tea, and put out some coffee and tea for us, our volunteers. And little things like that go a long way. And it also, I think, adds to the value of the project for the homeowner because they're involved. They're not just, a bystander, if you will. But if they can't do anything, we will still help, but it is an expectation.
Okay. Yeah, we'll touch on that, in a little bit as well. So our average recipient, again, the low mod families that we've served have included first responders, veterans, female-led households, and again, they come from towns across the county. Many are aging. Roofing and ramps continue to be a priority, but really, I think just about anything we're getting calls about these days. Just another sample at this point. This is a 95-year-old veteran in Rockaway. Ralph had fallen a couple of times in the home that he shares with his 75-year-old son. Due to the front stairs being in disrepair, we were able to repair the front stairs, and we were also able to install this handrail. So I think both of those were, key part of ensuring Ralph's stability and getting in and out of his home. Rich did that project, so that was a great project done by Rich. Our capacity, I think this is important for you all to be aware of, but we have at this point 3 full-time trained home repair team members. So that would be Rich plus 2 other colleagues of his who go out to perform repairs in all 39 Morris County municipalities. We have 2 full-time administrative members to direct and support our work. We also draw upon Morris Habitat's home building construction team, which builds new homes for projects when needed. So we're specifically a home repair team. We also build new homes. If you're unaware of what Habitat for Humanity also does, we also build affordable new homes that people purchase at an affordable price. in Morris County, and very shortly we'll have a new home in Kenville coming up in Roxbury. So that might be of interest. We're continuously training volunteers. As Rich mentioned earlier, we work with volunteers to work on these projects, and we also use subcontractors to support our projects when appropriate. So, specifically, we often work with subcontractors, not always, but to do roofs. They can be faster than us with a team of volunteers. We do roofs with volunteers occasionally. But it depends on the situation. We'll make a decision on that on a case-by-case basis. Electric and plumbing, depending on the severity of it, will often, usually if we need permitting, we'll have to have a subcontractor, a licensed contractor to do that. So we'll work with them for that. We're able to do, however, other construction, and we are licensed for all of that. As Rich mentioned before, our homeowners provide sweat equity when able and appropriate to complete the project. I think we really do try to make this a learning activity for our homeowners. We want them to be able to, not only contribute to this, but we do want homeowners to learn about how to take care of their homes. So if they're able, we do expect that the homeowners will participate in the repair whenever possible. So we do see homeowners up on the roofs occasionally, patching a roof or whatever, depending on again, their ability to get up and down the ladder. So, just to give you an idea, I mentioned funding and things like that. We have HUD funding. HUD, again, is, coming from Washington. It's for housing and urban development. So they provide us with a Healthy Homes grant, which is something that gives us a pretty good sum of money to be able to work on homes, ensuring a holistic, healthy home in Morris County. We can assess homes for issues ranging from lead and radon and water damage and other health and safety challenges. We get grant dollars, we get in-kind donations of materials. So we get donations from businesses that are local to Morris County, such as GAF. GAF often donates shingles that enables us to, provide roofs at a less expensive cost to our clients. They're wonderful partners with us. We have many other donors as well who provide, wonderful materials. Certainly we get donations of funds from individuals and businesses, and all of this combines to allow us to serve more families in Morris County. The sweat equity is critical. People putting in their own time on their house, working alongside us, lessens the amount of time that we have to put in just by ourselves. So, that's another aspect of this. Am I leaving anything out there, Rich?
No, I think you covered it well. I would just like to, emphasize the generosity of many of the companies that help us. Like you mentioned, GAF giving us, roofing materials, and they've also written some nice checks to help our programs. On the roofing and the materials front, I personally have unloaded 4 tractor trailer loads of roofing materials. And it's really cool how different businesses participate and help in the community and help the community. Yeah,
no, that's for sure. we're fortunate in Morris County to be host to a lot of headquarters for a lot of businesses, international businesses, and they participate with us and they partner with us because they really believe in doing good. And you know, quite frankly, a lot of our citizens work for them, and they want to, you know, take care of the people that work, you know, for them, and they want to take care of their neighbors and be good neighbors too. So, you know, while they work internationally, they also want to be good neighbors locally. You know, one other piece of this whole puzzle that I think is really important to mention here is our restore. I would bet that many of you have, you know, come to our restore located on Route 10 in Randolph. And we receive a lot of donations from so many people. And I'll encourage anybody who's looking to, you know, donate, you know, lightly used items, you know, from your homes that you're looking to, you know, move on from, to our restore, because those donations we're able to resell, and in turn that money is able to then be spent on our new construction for new homes and for our repairs. You know, just that money that we've been able to turn around over the years from our restore has enabled us to build the equivalent of 39 homes, which is incredible. And you know, the number of tons of landfill space that we've avoided filling is also incredible. I don't have that number right offhand, but it's huge.
It's
You know,
something like 20,000 tons.
yeah, it's an inconceivable number for me. You know, and so, you know, those donations are wonderful, and we work with the restore as well. The restore fills in many critical moments for our repairs. When people call saying, hey, you know, my refrigerator just broke and I need, you know, my refrigerator to refrigerate my medicine all the time, we've been able to run into the restore and get that refrigerator at a very inexpensive rate. And, you know, all of a sudden somebody's got the refrigerator, you know, keeping their medicine cold or cool. And, you know, they're always there, and they're a great partner, in this whole endeavor. So, you know, we really count on them for so many reasons. You know, and you know, whether it's people shopping there, whether it's people donating there, they're a critical part of our pipeline for us getting our work done.
And one of the things that we've done with the restore is that they don't sell wheelchairs or walkers, but are often offered wheelchairs and walkers. So we've started a program within home repair where we keep an inventory of wheelchairs and walkers, and we give them out to members of our community as they're needed at no charge. And I've lost track of the numbers, but I think we're in the year or so we've been doing it, we've got about 100 walkers back into the community and more than 50 wheelchairs. Earlier this week, we were given a motorized wheelchair, a really nice one that we have available to help someone as it's needed.
That's right. Yeah. And, you know, so many of these things are things that people don't know what to do with, and they often are at moments when people are at a very down time in their life. And you know, the same goes for ramps. You know, people often are using ramps at a very difficult time in their lives. And we've been very fortunate in that we've been able to, you know, reuse and repurpose, you know, so many ramps over time as well. And you know, we are very purposeful about the ramps that we ourselves use, about ensuring that we're able to recycle those as well. And you know, it's important that people have access to these things that need them. We want to keep people as active as possible and as mobile as possible, and you know, it's really been a good thing for us. So you know, people come to us with them. At this point, I'm gonna leave our information here, but I'd love to take questions if anybody has any.